Spider-Man No Way Home recently re-released in theaters as part of Columbia's 100th anniversary, so here are my thoughts on it. Hello everybody, my name is Jesse and welcome to my channel. Columbia Pictures just hosted an event called Spider Mondays, where every Monday they released a new live-action Spider-Man movie as part of Columbia's 100th anniversary. And the last one, Spider-Man No Way Home, just re-released a couple of days ago. So today I'm going to give you my thoughts on this movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies and possibly my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie. This movie just perfectly encapsulates everything that we love about the character. Peter has a fantastic story and character arc throughout the film, and especially when you rewatch movies like Captain America Civil War, where he was first introduced, or even his first solo Spider-Man movie, Homecoming, it's great to see how much he's really grown as a character. And even just within the 2.5-hour runtime of this movie, you see that he grows a lot. And I just think it's a fantastic character arc to see. The movie opens with Peter's identity finally getting revealed for the first time in any Spider-Man movie, and Mysterio, of all people, is the one who does it, who unmasks the hero, which I think to me kind of makes Mysterio one of Peter's greatest enemies, because no other villain has been able to do that, has been able to break him that much. Like, his life is essentially just in ruins, is kind of crumbling around him for the first 20-30 minutes of this movie. Him and his friends, the people around him that he loves, are paying the price for what Mysterio did. And that leads to the ultimate premise of this movie, of Peter going to Doctor Strange, asking him to fix everything, and the spell goes wrong, and that leads to the villains from the other Spider-Man movies from other universes coming into this universe. And I love that they did what they did with the villains in this movie, bringing back all of the original villains from the Sam Raimi Tobey Maguire movies and the Andrew Garfield movies. And I like that for a couple reasons. Number one, it's just nostalgia. It's so fun to see these original villains that we grew up watching in these other movies come back. It's awesome to see that. But also, it's because this is pretty much the closest that we've ever gotten to getting a Sinister Six story in a Spider-Man movie, which is something a lot of Spider-Man fans have been wanting for years. And they kind of tried to set it up in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but obviously a third movie never happened. So this movie with the 5 villains from the other movies is really the closest that we've gotten to getting a Sinister Six. And I love that. I hope that we do get a legit Sinister Six story sometime in the future. But if not, this is great too. I love seeing more of Doctor Strange in this movie. Doctor Strange is probably one of my favorite MCU heroes. I always love seeing his character. Benedict Cumberbatch plays the character incredibly. I mean, he's just such a great character. Of course, the biggest thing about this movie that got everybody jumping out of their chairs in theaters is the return of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man in this movie. We see all 3 generations of Spider-Man in one movie, and what more could any big Spider-Man fan ask for, especially someone like myself that has been watching all of these movies since they were a little kid. It's just awesome to see the 3 of them talking together, and there's a lot of fun jokes and conversations that they have for sure that make it amazing. But one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and probably my favorite scene with the three of them, comes right after Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield enter. And that is when they go to the roof of their high school. And, our Peter, the Tom Holland Peter, has just lost his Aunt May. She was killed by the Green Goblin. And the Ned and MJ and the other two Peters go and talk with him. And the reason I love this scene so much is because Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield know exactly what Peter's going through, and they can relate to him, and they just have a deep conversation that everything is going to be okay, and it's not the end of the world. Like, we understand where you're coming from, especially Tobey Maguire. He understands that anger and that want to get revenge, kill the person that took his Uncle Ben from him. He wants wanting him dead. He understands that more than anyone. So I just love that scene, that the three of them are able to connect, and that's what helps Tom Holland's Peter connect with the other two and trust them. And I just like that scene. And of course, I can't leave this review without talking about the villains, especially Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. Seeing him return after all of these years was such a treat, and Willem Dafoe gives a performance almost as good as his performance in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Maybe a better performance in some parts. Willem Dafoe, the Green Goblin in this movie breaks Peter in a way that no other villain has before in any of his other movies. He kills his Aunt May, he damn near kills him, and he's just such a fantastic lead villain that reminds us why he was so good in the first Spider-Man movie. I think all the other villains do great jobs as well. Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is once again phenomenal. One of my favorite live-action Spider-Man villains. Electro is really good, and Electro is improved so much in this movie. They got rid of the weird blue color from Amazing Spider-Man 2, and his character was just, I think, so much better in this movie. Sandman and Lizard are, it's fun to see them for sure, but they don't really play a huge role in this movie, especially Lizard. He's just kind of there and only has a few lines. And, like I said, it's fun to see them, and I understand why they brought them back for just kind of the nostalgia of it, and they are fun characters in the movie, but it wasn't entirely necessary for them to be there. Overall, I love Spider-Man No Way Home, one of my favorite Spider-Man movies ever, and my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie. What do you think of this film? Let me know down in the comments below, and look out for a ranking of all 8 live-action Spider-Man movies coming hopefully very soon. Until my next video, like this one, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching movies. Goodbye.